Tell me about the 1950 camper.
Well, my dad started looking for a travel trailer in 1948, 49, and didn't find one until 1950, he found the Crown in El Monte, California. And he told my mom that he didn't think it was a good idea for us to be tenting all the time. He took us to some pretty wild places, and we had a young family, and he thought it would be a good idea for us to have a camping trailer. And that was the truth, but what he really wanted was a fishing trailer, because he really enjoyed getting away at ice out in Northern California. The streams and the lakes were wonderful. It usually would snow the whole time the guys were there. Four big guys would go fishing up in Northern California, and they looked forward to it so much. And it wasn't long before my dad took this for the first trip. And of course it was snowing, and they fished, and they got wet, and they got mucky, and they had the trailer to come back to, and it warmed up really fast. They just turned one burner on the stove, and
the stove right here, it's the original one, right?
And there's a little toaster that fits on top of a burner. We still have it there. It goes with the trailer. And it just warmed this place up toasty. And the guys brought out their drinks and their cigarettes and smoked everything up and opened the little hatch right there. And all the smoke went out. And they sat here and played cards, and I have pictures of the men looking through the window, and the snow was horizontal, and they were in here warm, and they were playing cards and having a good time.
And you said 4 of them fit at that little table.
Four guys. Yeah, it was cozy. They must have been skinny.
Skinny and cold.
Skinny.
And I can't smell any cigarette smoke anymore.
Oh, not anymore.
It's only been 75 years.
Yeah, that was nice. And, well, where are we?
Started coming up to Southern California or Southern Utah,
Yeah.
rather than Northern California.
Yeah, my dad started coming up to Utah when he was 18, 19 years old. He had a car that didn't even have a top on it, and had running boards, and there would be 4 of the guys, and they'd pack all of their fishing equipment and their food and everything on the running boards and tie it all down, lash it down. And the only way they could go in was over the door, but it didn't have a top on it, so that worked out fine. And it had a rumble seat, and there'd be a guy and some packaging in the rumble seat too. I guess they traded off. And they'd go to southern Utah and fish for as long as they had money. And the meat they had was fish, and they'd take canned goods, and because there was nothing. There was absolutely
just
nothing.
After World War II.
This is just after World War II, and they were ready to have a good time. They'd had not good times
They
before
didn't need
that.
fancy. They just liked their freedom.
They liked being out in the wild and with all the deer and the cows and the porcupines and.
Nothing that shot back.
Yep, nothing that shot back. Before he had the trailer, he used to go to a place called AC, where the AC and the Mammoth come together, form the Sevier River. Way up on the AC, he had to go dirt roads, and then he ran out of roads that were just trails. And this rancher did have a fence to keep his cattle in. And there was an old white bull that always slept in front of the gate on the inside. And the guys would throw rocks at it and everything, and he would not budge. But my dad would, and the guys would go up the mountain to the tree line, and they'd hike way up to the place where they wanted to fish. But the bull couldn't go up as far, but he'd follow him down low and try to intercept. My dad didn't get much fishing done with the white bull. Always there.
Is that the old Yardley Cattle Company?
That was the old Yardley Cattle Company on the AC.
On the upper AC area.
Yeah, and then we went down when I was in junior high, we used to go to White Bluff because they'd closed the Yardley area. And the White Bluff, all the people that were there were Californians, and we'd call it Little California. I met 2 boyfriends there. Nice guys. You didn't know that.
I did not.
Almost married one of them.
Oh my.
But Little California was really nice. And at White Bluff, we could do target practice back in a safe area and fish, and it was really nice. But the cows were a problem. They'd take the paint right off your car or your truck, a rough old tongue, and the porcupines would sleep inside the motor or inside the hood. It was wild. It was wild. It really was. And we were lucky to have an outhouse. Usually when I was really like 5, when my dad got it, I slept on a crib mattress on the floor, and Grandpa slept here at this place, and Mom and Dad slept there. It was a cozy fit, but it was nice. And just lots of good times, lots of good fishing. And when we had bad weather, this was always warm, and it was always dry, and it was always comfortable. And it was easy to tow. My dad bought a LaSalle car. I don't know what year it was, but it must have weighed 2,000 pounds. He put a new motor in it and would hook up to the trailer, the Crown, and head for the Baker Grade to Utah, and he would be able to pass everybody, pulling or not pulling their cars or trailers, and he could pass them all, and he just loved it. He'd just grin as he passed everybody. But this was easy to tow, as long as we girls didn't load it.
Not too much.
And the boys always did all the cooking when we went on trips, which was nice. Grandpa cooked the bacon and the eggs and the coffee. And
Now, you were telling me about a story about your dad having a hard time getting out of the sleeping bag one night.
Oh, yes. Well, I was a big kid then.
He was sleeping right here.
Yeah, I was sleeping here, and my dad it was in the middle of the night, and he had to make a little stop outside, and he got the sleeping bag caught in the zipper and couldn't get it out. And pretty soon the whole trailer was rocking back and forth as he was trying to unzip his sleeping bag, and he had a funny little habit of kind of licking his lips when he was perplexed, and we could hear him licking his lips, and the trailer was moving back and forth, and we girls were laughing, but he couldn't hear us until the next morning. He found out we were awake, and then he was not happy with us.
Wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Well, that's funny.
So when you were saying this used to live out by the family cabin, right?
Yeah, we parked the Crown. She wasn't old then, but I mean, it was a very nice thing to have parked out by our cabin in Hatch, which is on Highway 89. It's near Bryce Canyon, and it was centrally located, so we could go in almost any direction and have a nice lake or stream or sightseeing or mischief to get into.
So he was driving this thing around from like 1950 to 1960-ish. And
Oh, yeah.
Then around 1960 or so is when he bought the first little cabin in Hatch. Is that
Yeah,
right?
it was about 63 when he bought the little Hatch cabin.
Okay.
And then we still took it every place, and Jody and I, my husband and I, would take it, and we'd go up to Navajo Lake and spend the night and
The AC and the Mammoth Creek.
Yeah.
Severe River. You go up to Tropic.
Yeah.
If Tropic was even a reservoir then, I don't know if it was
I
even.
think it was.
Was it?
Yeah. So it was a busy little trailer, and then it got tired, and it got tired fast, and we could see that we really needed to fix it up, and so we did. We had some guys, several different ones, start it. Took about 6 years to get it all fixed up.
You said it started about 2018 is when you pulled it out?
2018 is what you're talking about? Yeah, so I towed it from Hatch, where it sat, from 1963 to 2018. and so it had some water damage. And we towed it up to Heber, Utah, to have the guy start restoring it. He kept it about a year and couldn't figure out how to do it, and so I towed it again down to Salt Lake and had another guy work on it. He had it for 3 years of work, and
He did really good woodwork.
yeah, he did
really
all the
good.
woodwork. We saved his, like all those are the same front cabinets and drawers and things like that. And he repaired or replaced the wood that had water damage. And then he kind of ran out of his skill set at that point, and we took it to this last group that did
It was
really
a
good
food
job.
truck group, and I could recommend them highly.
They went through it with fine tooth comb.
they
New
just-
axles, new wheels, new
Everything.
tires.
Insulation, new floor, new glass, same rims, new blinds. We didn't have blinds before. I think we just had fabric curtains, all new electricity.
You had those little tiny.
Levelers.
They were the horizontal kind.
Yeah, probably.
But they were metal and they're all crooked by the time
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
this thing was done. So
So it's new mattress, new 100% new seats. The ice box and the oven are original.
the valve, the sink valve.
Yeah, all the
and
top
sinks,
here is all original.
The lampshades are the original deals.
That's new lights, but the same shades.
It was 6-volt and now it's 12. It had one 6-volt battery in it. Now it has two 12s and an inverter.
And it has some new plugs in it that we never had before, so you could charge your phone and what is that thing called in the closet?
An inverter.
Inverter, so that you could charge your batteries and if you're in a campground.
New plumbing. So like you have the tanks, the propane tanks.
Well, that isn't plumbing.
Well,
Yeah.
that moves the propane
Yeah,
gas.
all the electricity.
New gas line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have to have you can plug a hose into the side, and
It just drips out the sink. I mean,
yeah, your sewer drips down on the ground, or your
Daddy used to just dig a hole and
your not sewer, it's your
water.
yeah, your
Gray water.
Gray water, yeah. And then over here you can on the outside you can plug an extension cord in
Right.
and just run power off of it right now.
Yeah.
So,
Original lampshades, not the original lamps.
Right.
correct.
Right.
Yeah, the original lamps were pretty dangerous, but the shades are original. You got one over by your left shoulder as well, and
Modern lamp underneath the cabinets here.
Yeah, and there's a modern lamp inside the closet.
You-
So
yeah.
we have to have a few things that are convenient.
So it had a ground up from the frame restoration
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
The shell on here you said is new, all the wood shell.
Inside.
It looks
Yeah.
gorgeous in here.
the wood is new. The skin on the outside is original, with the exception of one piece on the front here. But when it was originally built, it didn't have insulation, but it does now. It's all sprayed in insulated. So you'll see.
Original window frames. You were saying
Yeah,
your
the
sister
classic.
had to grab one of those off the road when towing it.
When I was driving over from 89 to I-15, this window on the door fell out, and I didn't know it. I was driving. She followed me home, and a couple hours after I left, and she saw it on the side of the road. They were driving the same route. Picked it up. All new glass. Everything is
all
new
new.
glass, but the frames are all the originals.
That is highly impressive, guys.
She's 75 years old, but she's good as new.
It's ready to go for the right people.
Yep, for new
The
stories.
Buick
and
Skylark that towed it is long since history, but there's something else maybe that Bishop might put on the video that might interest whoever's taking a look at this later on.
So the Cadillac that we have in the garage right now is also a 1950, and she is totally restored, beautiful, inside and out, up one side and down the other, and that is going to be for sale. But it would make a really nice package, the two, both 1950s, and or it'd be really fun to show them at a car show together.
Oh, it'd be a
Oh,
ride.
it'd be a package.
It'd be a ride
Yeah,
for sure.
that would be really a fun package.
No tow ball on the Cadillac.
No, there isn't.
We're not messing with towing.
No, it would just be fake, but they could park right next door to each
It would be
other.
fun. It would be fun. So,
Well, it sounds like this is ready for its new home. It's no questions asked, ground up restoration, and it's ready for some new memories.
It is.
It is.
It's going to be fun.
it is.
Well, guys, let's get some more photos of this, and then we'll get it together.
Thank you, Bishop.
Thank you.